online. As AI technology becomes more sophisticated, so do the scams that come with it. In a chilling new trend, fraudsters are now using deep fake videos, and then they're very realistic, but fake videos which are created using AI. I'm sure you've seen them. I've believed some of them, and I'm so embarrassed to confess to that. I'm like, I couldn't have known that video. I thought it was real, and I went and I shared it because it looks so it's so real. That's why they're called deepfakes, because they're really good. Like, they got me good, but thank God I wasn't scammed, and I wasn't scamming anyone. But anyway, back to this one. So these videos are also used to impersonate high-profile leaders like President Cyril Ramaphosa and Patrice Motsepe. And they used to lure unsuspecting South Africans into fraudulent investment. And these schemes can really get you where even the voice can sound so realistic. Now, the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, the FSCA, has issued a public warning about these scams, which are targeting traders and the general public with the promise of guaranteed returns and fake training platforms. Now, to help us unpack this worrying trend and share tips on how you can stay safe and how you can continue to trade and be extra vigilant online, is MJ Given Kasi, who is an analyst at International Broker at Okta, a licensed platform offering commission-free access to global financial market. Hi, MJ. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm doing great. These deep fakes have also got me, hey? And it was later on when I see more and more videos similar to that one that I've shared, and I'm like, I couldn't have known that was a deep fake.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you're not the only one. It really looks authentic when you look at it from a distance. But yeah, unfortunately, we have a lot of people that have been taken for a ride with these scams.
Okay, so let's get into the basics now with deepfake scams and how it is being used to financially lure individuals to invest in platforms that don't exist. And scammers are actually using that, I've referred to earlier on, that they use popular figures. I know I've seen one with Elon Musk talking about investing in so-and-so's company. How do I know that this is a deep fake? And what must I do if I suspect or this is not right?
Well, look, I think what is important is that we need to understand how this is executed first, right? So we're seeing that most of the scammers are not sending your shady links like back in the days. The use of artificial intelligence right now create deepfake videos for trusted figures, as you have mentioned, like your business people like Motsepe and President Cyril Ramaphosa, claiming that they've made money from investment platforms, right? It looks real, but it's so dangerous. But I think what is important is also ensure that if it's too good to be true, then it is. You understand? Unrealistic returns. So what they tend to do is they will come in a form of, we want to give back. I'm sure the one you've seen about Elon Musk, he appeared as if he's giving back to the nation in which he was born in, and he wants to make returns for individuals that are going to invest in this type of scams. And the returns are obviously ridiculously too high. I mean, in a week, they can promise you a 300% return. And, that is a serious red flag there.
So you are right. If it looks and feels too good, it really is. But man, we are ducking and diving through all kinds of things online. It's crazy with these videos. And now with technology, it's so easy for them to make. So I just want to look at what the FSCA has raised, which was serious alarm bells. What are the most concerning tactics that fraudsters are currently using to trick people, in addition to what we've discussed?
Yeah, links at social media platforms as well. You would often get a a link from your email or WhatsApp, somebody claiming to come from a certain broker, coming from a certain investment institution, where you have to press on the link and register. And it's either you're going to learn how to trade, or it's going to be an investment, or you can buy and sell crypto. So that's what is popular right now on the ground. But the one of DeepSeek, I think, is the one that is taking charge now. I mean, if you go on TikTok, you would see that even Bible verses now they're being be used like AI. Yeah. So I think we also need to adopt this culture of using technology against technology. And what I mean by that is, if you take a video, you take a picture, you can also use AI to check how authentic it is. You can simply go on ChatGPT and take a picture that you saw somewhere, and just put a prompt there. How authentic is this? And from there, you can see it can give you even red flags from what you have uploaded. So yeah, that's what we are seeing on the ground lately. Unrealistic returns, signing up, and a pressure tactic. And it's unfortunate that even celebrities are being used. Social media influencers are also being used for scams. They partner with brokers and investment companies. I mean, a social media influencer might not be even aware that, look, this is not a legitimate company. They come, they approach you. Can you market this on our behalf? Well, obviously, it's business on their side, and they do so, right? And that's why people, when they put a picture with a brand, it looks legit.
Yeah.
And then that's where people are getting caught.
Sure. And then what can someone do if they suspect that they've been approached by a scammer, or worse, have already been scammed, due to these deepfake, they've already sent money to these deepfake platforms?
Yeah, well, look, I think the most important thing is, if you are being scammed, report your case and open a case with the South African Police Service. Go to also the extent of going to the FSCA website, lodge a dispute there or a complaint, and ensure that you put an FSP number of that particular company that has been scamming you. What you can also do is that you can also refer to your banks, because it's sometimes possible that your bank can reverse payment if it's early enough, right? But honestly, the most important thing is awareness. We need to educate people as much as we can, and harder in that effect that scammers are there to trick you, and you just need to know the dynamics around it. And that's why we take pride in, as Okta Broker, to provide as much education as possible. It's not about just doing and engaging in business, but it's to also provide a responsible conduct out there as far as trading is concerned.
So then, how did is it even realistic to have the perception that we can actually stay ahead of scammers? And how important is it rather to have more and more public awareness and education, in order to try and stay ahead of the online scams?
Well, I think what is also important is that we gotta admit that every industry has a problem of crime, especially in South Africa. So we have seen the what you call the White House debate, if lack of a better word, with the presidents about crime in South Africa, right? And trading in particular is also one of the leading industry when it comes to scamming. But education, as far as I've mentioned, trading is normally being seen as something that you can do when you're bored, or when you're unemployed, or when you just want to make quick cash, or just an investment. But the reality of things is, this is a business. This can be taken as a business. It can be taken as a career, where one can live out of it, right? There are a lot of people that have been surviving from trading, and it's not like back in the days. I mean, back in the days, it was always on an institutional level, but with the use of technology now, and how the industry is evolving, anybody can be actively involved in trading as long as you are 18 years and older. But you need to answer these questions when you get into this space. What are you trading? Why are you entering into trades? and what you want to make out of this business, right? There are university courses that one can take to embark on this journey. There are short courses that one can take. It's not only the Instagram glitz and glamour that most people always see, that, oh, this is a trade, is driving a sports car, therefore I think I know how my future will look like. There are a lot of people that are really pushing serious portfolios within the space, and nobody knows anything about people that are qualified, people that are very knowledgeable and they have a good educational background. So even parents, I'm encouraging parents that, look, if you're having children that wants to embark on this, make as much research as you can about, educational platforms that one can use to get into this space. When I got into trading, I can be honest with you, my parents were not really impressed. But, coming with the university degree, I managed to stay in the banking space and divert now from institutional trading to retail trading. And this is what I'm doing now. And we can see a lot of lives being changed by this type of business.
Okay, so you think with your story particularly, just to say I'm going to trade, they were saying, but why would you leave? So you were in a job, but still trading for a bank. Is that what you're saying? Then you left to trade independently.
Yeah, so I was not trading for a bank, but that's why I got introduced in trading from a banking perspective. So I was a business consultant, and I would realize that there are many people that are coming in the banking space, and these people look wealthy. They normally get this cappuccino. Exactly. They're getting special treatment, and you would ask yourself, why are we having these people go into a certain office? And only to find out these are the people that are making certain investments, and look, their money was being traded for, and we're talking of large sums of money, right? Then that's where I got interested to make research that, okay, fine, I know that I don't have maybe the qualification or the license to trade that kind of money, but can I really trade for myself? And only to find out at the retail level, which is the CFD platform, right? Contract for difference. You can simply do it at your own comfort of your home or your office or wherever you can be, from your phone, from your laptop, right? Trading your own funds. But I also have to mention that it gets now dangerous when you start thinking that you know a lot, and you start asking during Christmas meetup with your family, you start asking aunties and uncles
to invest
for their money, to say, please invest, I'm going to trade for you. If you are not licensed to do so, then that is also particularly a scam, because you are not allowed to do so. You can trade only your funds, right? But
if I see someone doing that, am I allowed to report them if they're not licensed?
Absolutely. So, but the first thing I think you need to do is ask them if they have an FSP number, right, from the FSCA. And if they cannot produce them, you can simply go on the FSCA website and put in their details, their company name. And if they are not appearing, then you can report a certain individual to the FSCA that, look, so-and-so is offering the services and I don't think they are licensed. Can you please launch an investigation so that you can also bring awareness on the ground? So absolutely you can do. And that is a very responsible, I think we also, consumers also need to play a responsible role, not just to fall into scams because they want to make quick money or they want to change their lives quickly. Make research, ask as many questions as possible. The FSCA is out there. Brokers like Okta, they are also out there for you to engage with them, ask certain questions that you can. Individuals like myself, we are also there. We are live streaming on YouTube on daily basis to answer those questions that people can have with regards to compliance, taxation, and the trading itself.
Okay, so just to kind of sum it up, you can get someone to trade for you if they're licensed to do that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. If it's a company that is licensed to do so, or it's an individual, you can do so. Sometimes an individual can be under a certain license. So yeah, they can trade for you if they are licensed to do so. They can give a financial advice as well. And this is another one that we normally see again on the ground. Not everybody can wake up in the morning and tell you that, look, Iran is fighting with Israel, therefore go buy gold, buy at $3,300 an ounce. Not just anybody can do that. You need to also have a license to give financial advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, people usually think to trade, you need to trade successfully or to invest your money in a way that it will have returns is to put, I don't know, like a lucrative sum. Can I go to a qualified institution then and give them like 200 to trade for me?
200, you meant 200,000 or 200 rands?
200 rand. How? Patung. I mean,
Okay.
also
Okay.
so this industry is discriminating then on us with
Yeah.
200s.
No, not really. It's a very good question, by the way, because I'm sure listeners are also thinking, look, I can hear this gentleman speaking, but I've got 200, my last 200, and I really want to make something out of it. We are going to be realistic. Like I mentioned, this can be taken as a career, an investment portfolio, as well as a career, right? You looking at an institution, a proper institution that can be willing to give you 25% on return per annum. So you're going to look at how much is 25% of 200 rands in 12 months, right? Unfortunately, you would have different companies that will say minimum will be this much, right?
Yeah.
What I would say to somebody with 200 rands, I would simply say, look, you can look into shares, buying shares. I mean, there are some shares that are relatively cheap to buy, right? Go on the JSC and look at the shares that you can buy that are relatively cheap right now. And just buy those shares. I mean, if it's a share is 180, it's 200, just buy it and leave it there and see. But don't expect the ridiculous amount of money to be given to you in a week. It will take time because remember, shares also have to materialize. They have to appreciate as well. And you can also lose that 200 rand. I mean, if you're looking at people that have invested in a stock portfolio like Capitec back in the days, they could have made a lot of money. Bitcoin, by the way, if you bought Bitcoin in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was around 200 and something. If you bought it back then, you could be a millionaire today.
Yeah.
You see, but it took years, you understand? It took so many years.
Yeah.
And it has obviously the pros and the cons. You can simply lose that money at the end of the day. It's not only guaranteed that you're gonna make money out of trading. Like any other business, if I wake up and start selling tomatoes on the streets, I'm not guaranteed returns, but I'm going to calculate my risk and understand what is my margin of operating this business and utilizing the resources that I can have to maximize profits. It's like any other business.
All right, we're going to have to end our conversation here today, but very insightful, I must say. So I'm going to keep my 200 rand. I'll buy myself takeaway. Stay out of other people's business and with my 200. No, it's because, you know why I brought that up? It's because these trading apps, they say, you can trade from as little as 200 rand. And I'm thinking, I mean, I don't know anything. I'm most likely to lose that 200. You know what I mean?
No, that is true. Now, that is relatively true. Remember when they say start from 200, that they simply means that is a minimum deposit, right? And they can do so also to work on your psychology. I mean, if you put the real money and you're practicing with the 200, it can go a long way. I mean, if you're looking at that 25, if you can calculate 25% from 200 rands, then definitely you can calculate 25% from 20,000 rands. Once you have gained experience, you now understand the also emotional side of doing things. Yeah. So yeah, definitely you can start with 200, but what I'm saying is don't expect a lot from that 200.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for chatting to us on Tech Africa. May you have a fantastic Sunday going forward.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Also, good afternoon to the listeners.
All right. And that's my guest this morning, Mr. Given Khasi, who is an analyst at International Broker Okta this morning. And that conversation brings us now to just 7 minutes before top of the hour, 12 midday, 12.